to The Boys season 3 finale,
Mm-hmm.
which was also talk about, talk about so many TV shows being amazing and we're just getting spoiled by all these. The Boys
Mm-hmm.
just ended and that finale was also so amazing, man. Like Homelander just remains the best of the best. I'm telling you. Dude, since the first episode of the first season, he's like the guy carrying the whole show. I'm not undermining everyone else, but he's just that good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like everyone was fantastic in this, especially Soldier Boy. I didn't expect to welcome and love a newcomer, especially after like 2 years of goodness. But I did, and he was fantastic. Part of that, a major part of that, probably is Jensen Ackles being, playing the role. But I thought, Soldier Boy was done really, really well. His demeanor and the way he, walks, the way he carries himself, that was all fucking amazing. Um, I loved that character, and I loved what happened at the end. I did not see that coming. I actually the way they set up that scene, I thought that they are gonna kill off Homelander, and Soldier Boy is
Mm-hmm.
gonna take over. But I'm glad that didn't happen because I there are two reasons I watched the show. First is Homelander. The second is everything else. So I didn't want them to take away the major part that I watched the show for. So I'm glad that he didn't go that route. Although it would have been very interesting if they went that route and then later on brought Homelander back or something. But I'm glad that he just after all of that he just walked away like a boss because
Mm-hmm.
of what he pulled. He brought Ryan into the mix, and then that caught Butcher off guard. And I also loved how they the whole season they were setting up this side story with Butcher and Ryan, right? Like they had a falling off and all that. I thought that those scenes were good, but I didn't see how that played into the story that they are saying, the season. But at
Mm-hmm.
the end, he pulled it off. Like he brought him in, and when the boy had to make a choice, he picked Homelander because Homelander was nicer to him. And just in that episode alone, Ryan just Homelander goes to meet Ryan, and Ryan just expects him to be mad because he killed Stormfront. Technically, but that didn't happen. And Homelander,
Mm-hmm.
basically said nothing will make me not love you and something like that. So he realized that I had these two people, one who gave me shit and asked me not to meet him again and all that. Although his intentions were right, he didn't know how to say it, and he didn't because as a kid or as any person would, when you hear such words, it doesn't fit right with you and you don't understand it fully,
Right.
right? So Homelander says this stuff, and um you know Ryan got to it. So when he had to make that choice, Ryan picked Homelander. So it just goes to show that, acts of kindness and stuff like that matters even if you are a bad person. The person receiving that kindness will overlook that sometimes. That's a scary thing, but it's also a human thing, right? So
Right.
I did feel that scene was pretty good, and in the end, when at the Homelander rally or whatever that was, where he killed that dude, and Ryan just observes that and then does that creepy smile. I was like, yes, that was fucking perfect. That was a perfect way to end it. So I loved the finale, man. I loved the whole season myself, and I cannot wait for the next one. As usual, it's one of the top tier shows. I think that I always love to watch. And yeah, overall, I really loved it. What do you think?
Well, it's gonna be an interesting reaction you hear from me because before we started this, I had just finished watching that finale. So it is
Oh,
a full on, yeah, it's a full on fresh reaction. So I had no idea about anything.
nice.
So So I just want to say the first thing I want to bring up is the fact that I was at like a restaurant on Friday night with my friends, and we do kind of like request we'll request songs on like the carry on like the radio, the little jukebox thing. One of them plays Maniac, and I was like, interesting choice. And they said, dude, just watch the boys finale and you'll see why. And I was watching it, I was kind of going like, oh, that's what I mean. So aside from that, yeah, this was an awesome finale. I mean, I always love that for finale for what the second season's finale and then this season's finale of the fact that they go into a ridiculous fight as their big finale. And I like the fact that they go for something like this where it's them in the bot building and they're just breaking shit and they're acting like they're a bunch of like, they're acting like they're, Godzilla and Godzilla or Ghidorah or Mechagodzilla just smashing through everything, and it's a blast.
Mm-hmm.
So I had so much fun with it. I agree with you, man. Jensen Ackles was such a great addition to the series, man. I mean, full disclosure, I've always been a Jensen Ackles fan since I saw him in Smallville all those years ago. So it's cool to see him in things like this now. Just because he'd done Supernatural for like 15 years, and I've always wanted to see him kind of like expand himself outside of Supernatural. So it's cool that
he was almost Captain America.
He was almost Well, I mean, I will say that we did get him as a Captain America type right here. So
I would have been perfectly fine if he played that character as well. Like, he was so good in this.
Yeah, he would have been a fantastic. I mean, there was a chance that if they ever did a multiverse type of movie, they could have Jensen be Captain America from a different multiverse.
Yeah.
So it's possible, but yeah, like Jensen was such a great addition to the series, and first of all, I'm glad they didn't kill him off.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm glad they didn't stab him. So it does open the doors for him to come back in some capacity.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like just the fact that he was basically the Homelander before Homelander.
Yeah, he was Homelander's daddy.
Yeah, the very Luke, I am your father moment from the last episode.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting. Like the whole season, they were setting up these conflicts between several characters, and all of them, at the end, they were kind of entangling each other, and Maeve versus Homelander versus Soldier Boy. Then there was Butcher, and then Huey and all that. It was pretty good, man. Like, I loved that finale. The fight was pretty awesome as well. So yeah, I was actually really satisfied.
Absolutely, man. And the way it sets up for 4 at the end. I mean, first off, Butcher practically he's in the worst spot of his life at the end because he lost he's lost the respect of his comrades with the boys, and he's now lost his last connection to his wife with Ryan, and now Ryan has now become like Homelander Jr. in a sense right there, where you see him just smiling at the end with all the death and destruction right there, and everybody just cheering him on like that. Like, it's like it is the worst possible thing to happen to Butcher.
Yeah, like his own son, would become another Soup and Homelander like that. It would really kill him. So
exactly.
I don't know if the next season is the final one though.
I don't know, because it hints that, I mean, they didn't say up front, but it looks like Butcher has cancer of some kind.
Yeah.
Just like his dad. So it does look like they may be starting to wrap things up, because I can't see the boys continue on without Butcher.
Yeah, me neither. And that's another reason. That's a very good point. That's another reason I thought that maybe the next one would be the final one. But yeah, and I would be pretty happy if they went out like on a high road. But they are also discussing spin-offs and stuff, so I don't know.
Yeah, I think they're filming one of the spin-offs right now, actually.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm down with seeing that world continue, but I think I'm fine with this main story ending after 4, because I think it's giving me that feeling that they're starting to wrap things up. I don't know, we'll see, but it was a great finale, and also one last thing, great usage of Elton John at the end.
Oh yeah. Their songs are so funny also most of the time because of the lyrics. You know,
Oh
they
yeah,
set up the scene and then the lyrics come on and that's exactly what's happening. So yeah,
absolutely, man, absolutely. So it's a I could not be. I mean, I've enjoyed every season of The Boys so far, and this one is no different. So overall, I'm pretty satisfied.
me too.